transfer data from user form to a specific sheet. So let me explain this with example. Here on this Excel file, I have 4 sheets, and first sheet is master sheet where I have command button and 3 more sheets named first, second and third. These 3 sheets have data in it. So let me show the data. On first sheet, I have 3 records. On second, I have data till row number 6. On third or sheet named third, I have data till row number 11. So let me go to master sheet. When I press command button, it will show you user form where I will select any sheet out of these 3. So this is combo box. I can select first, second or third any sheet. So let me select third sheet. Whatever data I will enter here, let's say mobile, city I will enter Mumbai, total units, let me enter 40. Now as I have selected sheet named third, I want data of these 3 text boxes to go in this third sheet. So let me press this command button on UserForm, transfer data to selected sheet. So we are getting message data added successfully. Let me click on exit form and check if we have transferred data on sheet named third. So here we can see that data is added in the next available blank row on the selected sheet, that is third. So this is the example that I will explain how we can prepare this, how we can develop this user form, and what is the VBA code to perform this task. So let's get started. What I'll do, I'll delete the existing user form and all the code so that we can start developing user form and see what is the code. Here I am on VBA editor window. So I'll right click on this user form and let me delete this by removing user form. Let me delete all the code. On sheet also I'll delete this command button. Now we have 4 sheets. Master sheet, sheet named first, second and third. So I am keeping this data so that we don't need to repeat all these steps. What I'll do, I'll go to developer tab where we have this insert option. From insert option I'll select command button from ActiveX control. Let me drag a command button here. Then what I will do, I'll right click on this command button, properties, and caption I can say click to show user form. Let me change the font for this caption. Press OK. Now what we'll do, we can double click on this command button or we can press Alt F11 to go to VBA editor window. Here on left hand side we can see that these sheets are there. I'll right click on this workbook and insert, and we can insert user form here. On this user form I'll put all the required controls. We can increase or decrease the width and height of this user form. We have this toolbox here. First, I'll select this label. First label. In the same way, we can have 3 more labels here. So we have total 4 labels. Now we can change the caption for these labels. Right click, properties, caption for first label. We can keep it select sheet. For second label, we can say product name. For third, let me change it to city. For fourth level, I will change this to total units. So these are the 4 levels. Actually, first level I have kept to select sheets, and product name, city, and total units. These 3 columns we have in data. So let me show the data again. So we have product name, city, and total units. Now what we can do, we can select all these 4 levels by using control key, and then in property window we can change the font in just one effort. So let me make 12 and bold, and then from left we have one property left. So let me keep it 15. So all are aligned now. Then second control that we need is text box. So I'll drag 3 text boxes here. And for select sheet, I can use combo box. But in combo box, we need to add items. And here in this example, we want sheet names to be added in combo box. So we will do that with VBA Code. First, let me add command buttons. One command button for transferring data. Second command button to exit from UserForm. Now what I'll do, first of all, I want to add sheet names in this combo box. So I'll double click on this UserForm. By default, UserForm click event is coming. I'm not going to use this. What I'll do, UserForm and event, I will select initialize. So we have UserForm and event initialize. Here I'll write some code that will add sheet names to combo box. With combo box 1, and then and with, remember this combo box 1 is the name of combo box. I'll show you in property window. So we need to write the exact name that is assigned by VBA editor or this Excel here for coding. So let me add dot add item space. First name I want to add is first, second item, one more time. So what this VBA code will do, once we open form by clicking the command button, it will add these three names to combo box 1. So let me double click on this user form. On this combo box, right click, properties. We can see that name is combo box 1 that we have used. So let me double click on this user form to see the code again. Let me open the user form again. Now what is next? Next is that by selecting the item, or I would say sheet name from this combo box, we will enter data in these three text boxes, and once we press this command button, we want data to be transferred on the sheet that we have selected. So all the code I will write on the back end of this command button. So before writing code, let me right click and change the caption. Transfer data. Font we can increase to 12. For second command button, I will write code to exit or close the form. But let me change the caption. Let's say exit form and font 12. Now let me select combo box along with these three text boxes and change the font for all to 12 and bold. Let me adjust the alignment for these three text boxes and combo box. So I'll select these four in property window from left. So let me write 160. So these are aligned. Now I'll write VBA code on the back end of this transfer data button that we have on user form, that will transfer data from user form to a specific sheet. So let me double click on this. Here I'll write VBA code. So what is the code? So let me write target sheet. This is a variable name equal to combo box 1 dot value. So whichever item we select from combo box will be assigned to variable named target sheet. Let's say if we do not select any item from combo box, for that, if target sheet equal to nothing, two commas, then exit sub. That means do nothing. And if. Now whatever sheet we select from combo box, we will activate that worksheets, target sheet. So at this point we can say that target sheet is already having name by selecting from combo box. Dot activate. Let me delete extra spaces. Once we have activated the selected sheet, task is to find the next available row. For that, I'll write VBA code that will first check the last filled row. Code is last row equal to active sheet dot cells. Here we need to give row and column, but we need to count row. So here we can write rows dot count, and by looking at first column we will count the rows. Dot and xl up dot row. This VBA code will identify last filled row on active sheet. Now the last task, that is that we want to transfer values from text boxes to active sheet in the next available row, or we can say last row plus 1. So what is the code for that? Active sheet dot cells last row plus 1, and from text box 1 we will transfer data in first column dot value equal to text box 1 dot value. So this text box 1 is the name of text box we have in UserForm. So let's check first what are the names of text boxes. I'll go to UserForm. I select the text box, right click, property window. We can see it is text box 1. For city it is text box 2. For total units text box 3. So we are good. Let me go to the VBA editor window where we are writing code on the backend of command button that we have on UserForm. So I'll copy this line because we need this specific line 3 times, and then for text box 2 we can say in second column, for text box 3 in third column, and once data is transferred we want to see message that data is added successfully. Message box data is added successfully. Our code is very simple. Let me delete extra lines so that code is visible and you can make a note and practice. Let me open the user form again. I'll double click on left hand side and we have second command button, that is exit form. Now I'll double click on this. Here we can say unload user form 1. So this will close the user form. User form 1 is the name that is given to user form, and we can check in property window. Now I'll go to Excel sheet and here I'll go to master sheet. On this sheet I have command button. I want this command button to click and user form to be shown. For that, on this command button I'll double click and write the code UserForm1 dot show. So let me go to this master sheet again. Click on this design mode. Now we can click on this command button and see how UserForm is working. So when I click, I can see that UserForm is there. On combo box, we have these three items, and these three are exactly same with the name of sheets where we have data and we want to transfer data. So let me select sheet named third, product name, let's say laptop, and city Delhi. Total units, let me say 80. When I click on this transfer data button, data is transferred. We can see, and we are getting message data is added successfully. When I click OK, we can see that values in product name, city, and total units are still there. So I'll write additional code that once data is transferred, these text boxes should be blank and ready to enter data again. So let me click on this exit form, go to the VBA editor window. We have first command button on UserForm, that is transfer data. I'll double click on this, and after message some more VBA code. So we can say text box 1 dot value equal to blank, that means double comma. Text box 2 dot value equal to blank. Text box 3 dot value equal to double comma. So these three text boxes will be blank, and instead of getting the selected sheet activated once data is transferred, I want master sheet to be activated. So I'll write worksheets master sheet dot activate, and then leaving the cursor at master sheet dot cells first row first column, that means cell A1. Let me select this. So now I think code is complete. Let me delete extra lines. And let's check the functionality again. I'll go to the Excel file on master sheet. Let me click on this command button again. We can see the user form. This time let me select second sheet, product name, testing, or whatever data we want to enter, city Mumbai, whatever number we want to enter in total unit, let's say 10, transfer data, press OK, and now data is transferred or added to sheet named second, and cursor is on master sheet, cell A1 is selected. We can exit from this user form by clicking on exit form. Let me show the code again. So this is the user form. design wise we can design this very easily. I'll double click on this first command button. So this is the code. You can pause your screen and make note of this VBA code. Let me delete extra lines. I hope this example of user form is helpful to understand the concept of user form with some VBA programming. You can use this example in different user form development requirements with some changes into it. If you have any question around this topic, write into comments and subscribe to my channel for more VBA tutorials. Thank you.